Oh, yeah. What's up, Raider Nation? It's your slightly hungover Mikey Raider coming to you with a live post game aftermath review video. Why? Because I decided to go live all game yesterday. I might as well go live now instead of just filming it with my camera or my phone camera and throwing it on the internet. Why not talk to you guys a little bit? I have about an hour and a half to kill before I get my groceries delivered. Thank you, Jesus, for the ability to buy some food this month. But that being said, let's hang out. Whoever joins me, and we'll get into it in a couple of minutes with my notes on the game, with my thoughts, um, everything that transpired. And we're going to talk, is this game really a redemption or was much revealed? During the game yesterday, again, I had a great time. I went live. I drank some stuff, had a beautiful time, got donated, got super chats. I appreciate y'all. It was a fun time. I even cried. That's right, I cried when we got the victory last week. 1000% I cried. Watch that live video from yesterday toward the end when we finally win the game. I'm crunk and I start crying for about 5 minutes. My passion showed. It came out. That game was an event for me at my studio apartment at home. Monday Night Football. I made it a event that I planned for, and I knew in my heart the Raiders were going to win. And I predicted a 3-game winning streak starting with that game, and so far it's coming true. But now is the reality of what happened after the getting the victory. We're going to go over some stats. We're going to talk about some observations that I had during the game. And we're going to expose even more. People think just cuz we got a victory that everything is good. Unfortunately, with this Raiders team, it's not that good yet. And we're going to take a look at some key positions and some key mistakes from yesterday's game. Mistakes I probably didn't talk about on the live show because I was too much, you know, input, output. It was a weird game. But I do remember a lot. I watched the game again earlier today, and when I was a little bit more oriented, and man, I got a lot to say. I cried for the victory yesterday because I was so happy to get the victory. And I was thinking it was a huge victory. And then after watching it officially again today, I got some concerns. Let's talk about it. Let me see who's online. Let me check out your people that are online. We got Ruben Nava. What's up, brother? Shout out from the 818. Shout out from the 818. What's up, All Eyes on G? Thank you for tuning in yesterday. Truly, truly appreciated it, man. What an awesome day. What an awesome blessed day of life. I ate chicken legs. Drank beer. I made a little bit of money. My video got flagged. If you watch the other video when I started going live yesterday, I said, this video is going to get flagged. Every live video I do gets flagged for some reason or another, and it's starting to piss me the heck off. But that one contained substances and all that other stuff. So, but I made some money. So thank you for being a part of it. All Eyes on Jay. What's up, Gregory Herring? Is that a fish? Herring? Love your emojis. And Bella Elazar. You the original. No, y'all are the original. Y'all are the original. Okay. So let me get into. Let's look at the stats together. All right. Everybody, please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider super chat, donating, becoming a member. It really helps me out. I am struggling in real life just to make ends meet, but that doesn't mean that I'm doing bad and I'm not blessed. Again, we all have to struggle. And if you have a way of helping me in any way, please do so. Hitting that thumbs up, that like, the bell for notifications, becoming a member for a couple of bucks, or super chatting stickers or donating or whatever. Everything's down below. I appreciate y'all. I love you all. Now let's get into the Raider game. Hey, True Raiders Online. It is what it is online. These dudes were with me all day yesterday. Appreciate y'all. Bust the rhyme. That's right. We got to get to the rhyme. We gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. But we gonna get to it in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Then we gonna get into my game notes. I busted like 4 rhymes yesterday, dude. What's up, Cuban Raider? He hooked me up, bought me a chicken leg or a beer as well. I appreciate you, Cuban Raider. Appreciate you, dude. He wrote there. He wrote, "I got you a turkey leg." It was a chicken leg, but you know they pump it full of chemicals. It looks big. It was actually bigger when I put it in the air fryer with some breading earlier that day. But yeah, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. All right, let me get this stats on the screen. Let me see how to do this. Let me see. I think I added to the stage. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But hey, the Vegas Raiders. All right, I froze for a reason. I do not know why. My whole computer froze when I opened up this picture. Forgive me. The Vegas Raiders won 17-13. We have not scored over 17 points in any game this entire year. And that concerns me. That concerns me. Raiders are now 2-3. We are tied with the Packers in a game that we should have scored at least more than 20. I predicted 27-23. I guess I was 10 points off on either side. But the Raiders got a big victory, and let's be honest, we shut them down on defense in the first quarter to only 3 points. We shut them down in the second quarter to no points. We gave up 10 in the third, and then our defense came with the bend don't break in the fourth. And our offense did the exact opposite. We struggled early. In the second quarter, we scored 10. In the third quarter, we didn't score. Then we finally pulled together 7 points in the end to win the game. And after looking at this entire game, oh my goodness. I got a lot of concerns that we're going to get into. But let's start looking at the stats. Again, I froze again, guys. What the heck is going on? It does not like me. Forgive me, guys. All these screens keep freezing and freezing and freezing. If it continues to do that, I'm going to have to take this off screen. Jordan Love, 182 yards, 3 interceptions. Thank goodness our defense came up. Jimmy Garoppolo, 22, 1 interception. He didn't do that good coming off of a concussion. He didn't do that good. We made A.J. Dillon, a backup running back, look like Aaron Jones reincarnated. And then Josh Jacobs with 20 carries did not even break the 100-yard mark this entire season yet so far. I don't think we've went over 100 yards as a team in rushing this entire season. And the O-line, they're not getting better. They are not owning up to what they were last year. And in this game, they pulled out Jermaine Illuminor like in the third quarter, and then they put in Thayer Mumford. So Jermaine Illuminor and this offensive line is not getting better. Not one iota in terms of the run game. People are, for some reason, online blaming Josh Jacobs weekly. And that's what pisses me the heck off. Coming off of what he did last year, a lot of people, again, the narrative was against our quarterback that shall not be named last year. That was the McDaniels narrative that, as we've all seen, has kind of been proven false. But for some reason, possibly the same Raider haters or Carr haters or whatever Raider fans that are haters somehow are blaming Josh Jacobs for getting hit in the backfield on almost every carry. Literally, that is what's on Twitter or X. I don't understand it. These people, are you stupid or something? It's the O-line, the play calls, the way the players are playing on the field, and there is no fullback blocking on many occasions. It's not all Josh Jacobs. I can't believe when I see that stuff. These people are just morons. Morons. Christian Watson, 3 receptions, 91, and Jacoby was the clear target in this game. With Devontae coming off the shoulder injury, I said it during the live stream, I believe the game plan was to focus again more on Jacoby Myers. Maybe Devontae was a little bit more injured than we thought. And we don't want the continuation of Devontae going across the middle and having to make all these insane catches while almost getting concussed, hurting his shoulder. So McDaniels, for the good gracious, realized that and finally put Myers in the spot he was supposed to do, but it should have also been Renfro, and we all know what's going on with that situation. It is not happening. Jacoby was the focal point of this game. In the press conferences, McDaniels and other people said that, even Devontae said, I was double or triple teamed, and the coverage took Garoppolo away to Jacoby Myers, and stuff like that. Whoever's open or whoever has the better route or the man-to-man or whatever should get the ball. Well, I think they're somewhat lying, because I do believe McDaniels made a focal point to shy away from Devontae, knowing that they were going to take him double team or whatever. Plus, he didn't want to get him injured as much. And they made the game plan with the first read, which we all know there's really only one read for a Josh McDaniels offense. It's his guy. Whatever guy he picks that week, that's his guy. On whatever any given play that he puts as the first read for Garoppolo, that is typically the only read. That's just my perspective. So Jacoby Myers was the first read on 70% of these plays. That was the game plan. And again, it kind of worked. But where is the creativity week after week after week after week? We keep asking for Hunter Renfro. We keep asking for Trey Tucker with his speed. They're putting in DeAndre Carter on 1 play, Hunter Renfro on 2 plays. We got a Michael Myers sighting on the first catch of the game. That was terrific. But this guy is supposed to be the second best tight end drafted. And 3 picks before him, the Lions took Sam Laporta. Michael Mayer is not even living up to his draft hype and his capital. We could have gotten an offensive lineman in the 2nd round. I mean, this is no disrespect to Michael Mayer. This is kind of disrespect to Josh McDaniels. If you're not going to use this guy as a 2nd round, second best tight end in the league that you drafted, then we could have got a more valuable player at that position, possibly a starter, whether it be on the offensive line, another cornerback, or whatever. He's not paying dividends up to this point of being worth that value. Same thing can be said about Tyree Wilson. And these are the problems that seem to continue with this team. So these are the Green Bay Packers stats. Receiving, Luke Musgrave. Across the middle, Robert Spillane had a good game. Again, we're just going to quickly peruse these. We're not going to get into everything, but Jimmy Garoppolo is not doing better than our quarterback that shall not be named. He is not proving he's a more winning quarterback, as was the hype of him coming to this team. He's proven to be fragile in everything we've been dealing with. He doesn't have the deep ball as good as our quarterback that shall not be named. And in the rankings, let me bring out this stat. Hopefully it's still on my screen. You guys are going to get a kick out of this. All right, from the hater, Josh DeBow, listen to these stats. These are current and former Raiders quarterback comparisons by ranks. All right, let me bring this screen up. The PFF grade for Garoppolo as it stands today is 25th for Garoppolo. Carr, 26th. They're even. The DVOA, I don't know what that means, but it's a stat. Garoppolo is 21st. Carr is 17th. So whatever that is, Carr is doing better. Now, quarterback rating, QBR. Garoppolo is 21st in the league. Carr is 17th. The overall rating for Garoppolo is 24th. Derek Carr, 21st. Now, EPA/play, again, I don't know all of this stuff. Garoppolo is 19th. Carr is 24th. And then for fourth quarter comebacks this year, and people are going to see this and they're going to hype it up. But for fourth quarter comebacks this year, Garoppolo has 2 and Derek Carr has none. We all know the comparisons are going to continue forever. But by this stat, we have not upgraded and we possibly haven't downgraded. We just graded. And that doesn't say much for either Carr or Garoppolo. Look, I understand all the issues with Carr. Whether I like the guy a lot, I'm rooting for him, I'm wishing him well. It'll never be against the Raiders. But he had a little bit more of a passion, a heart, a family, a legacy dynamic that is needed on this team. So if Garoppolo and Carr are basically similar in almost every category, and Carr a little bit better on some, and Garoppolo a little bit better on a couple others, they're like even. So we lost a legacy person that divided the nation. And then we brought in Garoppolo. And we're still doing the same. But yet, Carr with a better defense is technically a winning quarterback. I believe they're 3-2. Even with a bad injury, he didn't miss any time. He played. Garoppolo gets injured, he gone for a game. So, I'm not saying anybody's better or worse. I'm just looking at it from the passion dynamic, the heart dynamic, and did we have to have all this division and pain and suffering for Jimmy Garoppolo? But let's look on the bright side. Jimmy Garoppolo has now 2 fourth quarter comebacks, and thank goodness for that. Josh Jacobs averaged 3.5 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. Trey Tucker got the ball, 1 for 16. Garoppolo, 4 for 4. Amir Abdullah, DeAndre Carter, Jacoby Myers. Now, let's look at the rankings of the pass catchers. Reception, 7 for Jacoby. Devontae had 4. We spoke about that earlier. Michael Mayer, 2 for 39. Jacobs wasn't as much out of the backfield like he was last week under Aiden O'Connell. 5 for 20. Austin Hooper. Amir. Hunter Renfrow was targeted twice, caught 1 for 7. And now here's the defense. Divine Diablo is playing great. The Marcus absent brothers. Marcus Peters got us the interception by blocking the ball, and I appreciate that. But is he worth, the $6 million we're paying him? On the run game, he ain't stopping a dang thing. He's missing routes. He's dropping pick sixes. But when it was necessary, the veteran made a good play. Is that play worth $6 million? You be the judge. If it happens in every game, then it is worth $6 million. But he is not playing the best. He's good in like veteran situations, but on like simple go routes across the middle, stuff like that, and hitting the running backs, whatever angle he takes, it doesn't look so great. Then we got Marcus Epps. I mean, he's in there, right? He's our other big free agent on defense. Is he playing so good that we don't hear about him anywhere in any week? Is he really being marked absent? Or is he playing that good? I don't know, but I ain't heard about a peep from Marcus Epps or some big plays. At least we heard about Peters dropping the pick six, then blocking that ball that was intercepted by Robert Spillane. Yeah. I don't know. It just, just sucks. This is the reality and the truth. Even through a victory, and we think we get redemption, we're technically getting better, but not really. I don't know. Certain players are, certain players are not. But hey, any given Sunday, anybody can be the MVP. So Robert Spillane, 2 for 7. Then let's quickly talk about all right, let's talk about Amik Robinson on that game-winning interception. This boy just comes out to play. He wants to be a starter in this league, but he's always in and out. He's always the backup for the most part, his entire Raider career. And for him to have to play over Nate Hobbs and to come out and make that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful falling backwards interception while covering the guy that he lost. He had to catch up to Rome. I think it was either Watson or Dobbs, but he was playing a zone. Amik Robinson was on that final play. And he was playing a zone. And Dobbs or Watson or whoever it was got past him like 3-4 yards. Then he turned around and he caught up. And then he caught up and his back was toward the quarterback. Then I don't know, once they got toward the end zone, I don't know if he had secondary knowledge or if he knew what was going on, but he had the leadership to say, they're going to throw him the ball. The receiver's going toward the end zone, so they're going to throw the ball toward the pylon or toward the back of the end zone. So right now we're about to hit the end zone. I'm going to start to turn around because I don't want to get a flag for, pushing or whatever they call it, interference. And I'm going to turn around because this would be the time the ball will be released. Then he does that, and then he falls back into the end zone and catches the ball. And it was a spectacular play. Spectacular. Not only to win us the game, it was freaking spectacular. What's up, Ponde Colima? We got members joining the live stream. Thank you guys. What's up, DeGaffa? Good to see you guys. I appreciate you. Appreciate you all. See anybody else I missed? Cuban Raiders talking. True Raider. Appreciate you guys. Um, and somebody said our special teams played really good. Hondo Carpenter in his post game said he gave our special teams an A. Well, these Daniel Carlson kicks that were missed, I know one of them was blocked, but man, I hate to be an a-hole, but if Daniel Carlson's family wants to show up to every game, keep your butts at home. Why? Because Carlson has a brother, I believe, that's on the Packers. I don't know what position. I didn't really pay attention. But the parents showed up to watch both of them play each other. And Carlson is normally clutch. And he had his worst game. Is it because there was so much pressure playing his brother, his mother, and all them were in the stands? I don't know. Was it because they showed up a couple of days earlier, so they went out to dinner? He didn't focus much on kicking. He was spending time with his brother, his family. I don't know. But that can't happen. That can't happen. And again, I know one of them was blocked, but that can't happen. That can't happen. We should have at least had two more field goals, if not one, to at least get to 20 points. Um, all right. That being said, I want to look at the time of possession and all that real quick. I'm very interested in this stuff. We're under 300 yards. They had more yards than us, and we won. That's crazy to me. We had just barely a little bit. We didn't even hit 100 total rushing yards. See, again, um, 4.4 per play in this supposedly high-powered offense. Just makes me sad. We had 19 first downs. Third down efficiency, we were 5 for 13. We were 1 for 1 on fourth down efficiency. And we're going to talk about the decisions by McDaniels in a minute in my game notes. We gave up 4 sacks, and it ain't getting no better. I mean, it ain't getting no better. They only gave up 2 sacks. We punted it 4 times. We had 4 penalties, interceptions thrown. We won the turnover battle, and 90% of the teams that get 3 turnovers from the other team go on to win the game. And we won the time of possession. And again, we got a big victory, and that's all that freaking matters. Now, whoops, get rid of this. Now, let's go over some of my game notes, guys, okay? Because I don't think this was a great game by any stretch of the imagination. I don't. I actually, even though we got the W, I need to celebrate it. I need to STFU and not worry about it. But hey, I'm a content creator. I'm also a fan. And I look at the future, and I have to look at it objectively. And I have to say, did we get redemption? Because that's how I felt when we got the victory. Yeah, we got redemption. Defense held their own. They played Raider football at the end, and we got a big victory in front of our home crowd. The media is still saying that every week it's for another team's crowd. It's not a home game for the Raiders. Apparently, the stats are 56% of the fans in every Raider game this year at Allegiant Stadium are fans of the other team. And they included the Packers in that. I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't that way this week. This week, it was 60-40 at least. Raider fans come out for Monday Night Football against the Packers. Raider fans came out. I heard them yelling. I heard them screaming. I didn't see a lot of green and yellow in the stands. All I saw was a sea of black. I don't know if the game sold out. I do not know that, all those details. But it wasn't as bad as it was with the Steelers and the 49ers. And it wasn't that bad. And we all know, let's be honest, the Packers travel well. They got a big fan base. They going to want to come from Wisconsin to Vegas to party it up. And I think the actual Raider fans came out and did it their thing this week. They did their thing this week. I'm so proud of you, Raider Nation. I am so proud. It was 60-40 in my opinion, if not 65-35. But hey, I'm not the statistician for that type of stuff. What's up, Dominique 5? Appreciate you for being online. Oh, his brother's the kicker. Thank you, Ponde. I was a little bit messed up yesterday. I didn't really pay attention to everything, but thank you very much, Bread. What's it? Money Boy, Money M Boy, Free Keith. I don't know who that is. Maybe Alex O'Keefe. I don't know. He's a football player, right? All right, let's get into my notes. All right. Let's start with Jimmy Garoppolo. He didn't show me anything special. Coming back off the injury, he didn't show me anything special in week 1 versus Denver. He hasn't really shown me anything special since then. He is an average tier quarterback in a oppressive system. That's right. Josh McDaniel's system is oppressive to a lot of players. It's not creative enough. It's not free-flowing enough. And they don't have the ability to make play calls, to change up plays, to do this, to do that. It's an oppressive system. Whether Jimmy Garoppolo understands it, knows it, or is a winning quarterback from San Francisco, he's in an oppressive system. Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't shown me anything yet. Hasn't shown me anything yet. The ability to scramble, the real deep balls with accuracy, everything is up the middle, 10, 15, 18 yards. But he does show poise at certain points, and I appreciate that. Now for the bad from Garoppolo. If that wasn't already all bad, I gave him a good point. Now the bad from Garoppolo. Does he motivate this team? No. He just looks like a playboy on the field. He doesn't rile anybody up, meaning make them mad. He doesn't sulk like our former quarterback did at many times last year on the sidelines. But I did see Josh McDaniels yelling at Garoppolo after an interception, treating Garoppolo like a bitch, like a bitch. And again, that's just who Josh McDaniels is with every quarterback. That's his coaching style. It doesn't work. Garoppolo's supposedly a winning quarterback, your guy. You brought him in to be a veteran. He's your guy, right? Derek Carr was a veteran, your guy. You gave him a contract, right? Even though you snaked him a little bit with that 1-year contract. But he's your guy, veteran. After every bad play, you had to yell at Derek Carr on the sidelines, sit on the bench, show him the playbook, and make Carr, you're stupid. This was the play. He would look at the picture. You should have went to Devontae. Devontae was wide open. You should have went to this person. They were wide open. Whatever Josh McDaniels is yelling at not only Carr last year is not the right way to coach Derek Carr. It wasn't the right way to coach Aiden O'Connell. Maybe it is with Aiden O'Connell because he did that with Aiden O'Connell as well. But Aiden O'Connell's a rookie quarterback, not a veteran. So Aiden O'Connell will put up with that bullshit. Jimmy Garoppolo got yelled at as well, like he's a child. That might rub some quarterbacks or insecure players the wrong way. As a fan, that rubs me the wrong way. Why? Again, whether Jimmy Garoppolo made a mistake or not, You've done this with every quarterback, probably in Denver, and you booted all of them out and you didn't win with them. You probably ruined Tebow's career yelling at him. You get rid of our former quarterback, yelling at him. Aiden O'Connell, the rookie, comes in. You throw him under the bus after the game. You yell at him during the game. Now our veteran quarterback, even though he's thrown a lot of interceptions this year, you're still yelling at him and treating him like a child. These are professional quarterback veterans, okay? I'm giving them props, each and every one of them. Maybe not Aiden O'Connell, but every other one are veteran, professional quarterbacks. Let them sit down, realize their own mistake, let them soak in it for a minute or so, and then they'll come to you and be like, Coach, I know what I did wrong, or what do you think I did wrong? Maybe a few minutes later. But why this is an issue is not only because I believe they have deserved the moments to soak in it before being yelled at and executed or treated like a child instead of a veteran professional quarterback, is because Josh McDaniels is not making the best coaching decisions at all in all aspects of the game. So he leaves when the defense comes onto the field. Does he not know anything about defense to coach him up? No, he automatically wants to go and yell at Garoppolo, O'Connell, Carr, whoever the quarterback is, and prove, oh, you're making mistakes in my system. How about you be a head coach of the entire team? Andy Reid doesn't yell at Mahomes or any other quarterback for that matter. Andy Reid lets them sit there and do their thing. I'm just trying to show out good coaches, guys. Josh McDaniels should have stayed out there, whether he made a mistake or not, walk quickly up to him and be like, hey, man, figure out what you did wrong and let's get him back. Next time you get on the field, I want redemption. Motivate your damn quarterback. Figure out what you did wrong. And the next time you get on the field, let's get him back. I want redemption. Let's go. Tap him on the hand, the shoulder, whatever, the butt. Then get back and watch the defense. Start watching the defense and learning the defense. Start watching your players to get a little bit of defensive knowledge. No, instead you want to go and sit there and yell at a freaking quarterback on the sidelines that already know he made a mistake. Let that quarterback figure out his mistake before you prove it to him. That's how a quarterback gets better. That's how a coach gets better. That's how they motivate. Josh McDaniels, you're a moron. You cannot even see the truth in front of your eyes. Talk about Josh Jacobs. He's starting to run a little bit better. Albeit 12 times out of the 20, he was caught in the backfield. That's a fullback problem. That's an offensive line problem, and that needs to be fixed. We no longer have Tom Cable. We got that new offensive line coach. And I wish Tom Cable was back. Or do we just not have the players for the offensive line? I do not know. You make the pick. You figure it out. Colton Miller's on a contract year. You would think he would want to ball out to get another contract. But if he wants to, let's be honest, and I'm not accusing him of this, but if Colton Miller wants to play his way out of Las Vegas, ever since he realized what McDaniels is or this coaching staff, he's going to play just good enough to not get a contract next year. And again, that's a conspiracy. It's speculation. I'm not saying that's what's going on. But again, we have too many questions with players' attitudes and, if they're playing for the coaches and do they want to be here. We've had too many of those questions with each individual player. Well, not each one, but a lot of them. And that's what scares me. Again, that comes back to coaching. All these questions are not being answered. It's a contract year for Colton Miller. He should be playing his heart out to get a multi-million-dollar deal. Offensive linemen at left tackle, they are a dime a dozen. I mean, not a dime a dozen. They are hard to find. And he is one of the best when he's coached right. So you got to think what's going on there. Is it the scheme? What is going on the offensive line? Last year, they were really good at the run game, but they weren't so good at the pass game, hence why Derek Carr got sacked a lot and had pressure, blah, blah, blah. This year, they're the same as they are at the pass blocking as they were last year. And you would think they would be similar to what they were last year in the run game with the same additional players basically coming back to this team. But we are worse in the run game with run blocking. What changed? The players didn't really change for the most part. Coaches changed. Playbooks changed. Philosophies changed. They got rid of a quarterback that probably a lot of the offensive linemen loved. Just saying. But they're professionals and they need to do better. Okay, we don't need to talk about Jacoby Myers. I'm really happy he's on this team. He is a good player, even though he's a former Patriot. We all know that he was the best number 2 that has been on this team in a long time. He's the best number 2 that we've had in a long time. Now, for the Hunter Renfrow situation, it ain't getting better. As my boy would say, let me see if I can pull him up on screen again. As my boy would say, it is what it is. You know, there's rumors around that there's been rumors all year that Hunter Renfrow will be traded. And just the past couple of days, there's rumors that Hunter Renfrow will be traded for a defensive lineman. I mean, what's his value? Not much. If they were going to really trade him, they would at least featured him these last 2 weeks, get him a bunch of catches to trade him. But the trade deadline's not till week 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever it is. So we still got a couple of weeks to build up Hunter Renfrow's value if he is going to be traded. I don't know. That's coaching. I don't know what's going on back there. But he has no value right now. Maybe a 5th rounder. And then if we get a bigger player in return, a defensive edge rusher or whoever for the line for that trade, who are we going to get? We're probably also going to have to give up a draft pick. Like we'll get like a 7th or a 5th, and then we'll have to give up a 6th. Because that's a big contract that Hunter Renfrow has. It's still a big contract for the value that's not there. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there, guys. It boggles my mind, just like it does the rest of you. Hunter Renfrow is a better player than he's being used. He's just sitting there, basically. They're barely bringing him in. Is he being punished? Is he being punished, guys? I do not know. All right, now let's look at the defensive side of the ball. We talked a little bit about Amik Robinson. We talked a little bit about the Marcus Epps brothers, Marcus Peters, Marcus Epps. I mentioned them a few minutes ago. Let's talk about Robert Spillane. That is one of the best linebacker decisions that Dave Ziegler has made. He's not a major star-studded linebacker that we deserve, but let's be honest, he is above average, and if you're above average on this poorish linebacker team, you're going to make some plays. He's got heart. He's got pride. He is a good linebacker, and I'm happy to have him on this team. Robert Mickey Spillane. And if you guys don't hear that word, if you don't know who Mickey Spillane is, look up to him. He's the guy that wrote the Mike Hammer series, which is a detective novel. It also became a TV show in the 80s and late 70s. I also starred in a movie called Mickey Spillane's Mike Hammer Murder in Las Vegas. That's right. And who starred in that movie besides me? Lyle Alzado. That's where I met Lyle Alzado. What's up? Rate of connecting. Rate of connecting. And I also met that starred in that movie as well. A young James Carey. A young Jim Carrey. That's right. Before he got on Mad TV and all that other stuff and became woo Jim Carrey. I have been blessed in my life to meet some amazing people, to work with some amazing people. But back to Robert Mickey Spillane. He dropped the Mike Hammer on the Packers, and he's a vaunted member of this team. Now let's talk about the Divine Devil, Divine Diablo, the man with the green dot. Well, if Robert Spillane is in all the right places, and if Divine is the one doing the dots, making the calls, and they have been in the right places on a few occasions, Divine's doing a great job. He's doing a great job. Again, brought in to be a safety. They moved him to linebacker. I think they need to add defensive edge rusher to Divine Diablo. Again, if he's a jack of all trades, he can do it. We need to blitz Divine Diablo. We need to find opportunities to blitz him. And there we go. We got Eli Ice back again, donated $20. He's a Green Bay Packer fan. Let him have it. There's no shame in his game. He's a cool dude. He bought me like chicken leg, turkey legs, a beer. We did the truffle shuffle. We had a beautiful day. Thank you very much. And we beat you guys, and I'm proud of that. Thank you very much, Eli Ice. We got Hey Angel. What's up, my dude? Frost WSA's online. That's my dude. Y'all are my dudes. Westside Media's here. Carmen Brascillo. That's the offensive line name. Carmen Brascillo, the Italian stallion. All right, but back to Divine Diablo. Since we're having pressure, we're having a lot of issues pressuring on the side of the ball. They've brought in Marcus Peters a couple of times to blitz. I think they need to figure out situations for Divine Diablo to blitz. I think he can do that. I think he can do that. And then if he has to follow a running back out of coverage or whatever, you don't want those positions because a linebacker in coverage against a quick running back or a wide receiver is not always the best. You want him to either go against tight ends or stuff like that. But there's plenty of opportunity for some creative game planning by Patrick Graham since he's now up in the booth every week. And since he's been up in the booth, technically they're playing better. So stay in the fucking booth. Stay in the fucking booth. But Divine Diablo, man, I see a skill set in him in blitzing. And the Packers blitzed the most that they have all year last night versus the Raiders. Because they saw that they can get in and defeat that offensive line. They blitzed more than they have the entire season versus our offensive line. Now, that is going to be a recipe for many other teams to do that against us. So our offensive linemen, the coach, Carmen Brascillo, they need to figure it out. They did double team a couple of players and push, but you got to watch that Packer game because that's what a lot of teams are going to do, and you need to figure that out. Now, the defensive line of the ball, again, Max Crosby, what can I say? That hasn't already been said. The guy is a freaking beast. The guy is the best player in the NFL, in my opinion. He should be Defensive Player of the Year, but if we don't win a lot of games, he will not be up in that point. He's ranked number 5 or 6 in the league. He's behind Nick Bosa, who's only got 1 sack all year. He's behind like Joey Bosa, all these other damn players. The NFL will not recognize Max Crosby's greatness but we did last night. He was all over the field. He's the only guy getting it done consistently. Guy's a freaking Raider. We're technically wasting his talents. I'm not saying I want him like Richard Sherman or whoever said that he needs to go play elsewhere. It's not what I'm saying. I'm proud to have Max Crosby, and they should build around Max Crosby. But instead, I don't know what they're building around. I don't know what they're building around. People will say, well, they are building around. They got Tyree Wilson. Who? In the first round, they got Tyree Wilson at pick number 7. Who? Who? Tyree Wilson. He's one of the best defensive players out of college. Who? Oh, I think I know that guy. Yeah, he plays 7 plays a game, and he bull rushes every play. He has no technique. And out of the 7 or 10 plays that he does play, he maybe gets close to the quarterback on one of them. He did have a pressure in the goal line in yesterday's game against Jordan Love in the end zone. He was about 3 yards away from Jordan Love and creeping in, and Jordan Love felt the pressure and threw the ball away, and they had to kick a field goal, I believe. But Tyree Wilson, he's a project. After 5 weeks, and again, I told everybody about this when they drafted him. Please watch my videos. I'm not trying to prove him right, but I need to sometimes. He's coming off a major injury. I don't care whether he got drafted and then they said, oh, well, he'll be good to go for training camp. And he was. He was good to go in week 3 of training camp before it officially ended. Like 2 days before the first preseason game, he got on the field. All right? Then the first game, we played him. It takes a year at least to come off an injury like that and be even 90% of what you were in college before that injury. So if it takes a year, he got injured late in the college season. That means he might not only be 80 to 90% mentally, physically, whatever, health-wise, till week 10 or 11. And that's what I was saying all along. I say, yeah, he'll play. Hopefully he does something, but he's not going to have his feet around him till week 7, 8, or 9, possibly even game 10. But he's been in there at least on a few occasions in every game, and he's not even technically now after 5 weeks, our number 1 draft pick number 7, supposedly one of the best defensive edge rushers or linemen in the draft. It's not even a starter, but he's healthy according to the doctors. He's healthy. That's why they put him on the field. He's not even a starter. It's Malcolm Kuntz. That's what happened this week and last week and the previous week. Malcolm Kuntz might have an injury, which I hope not, but he might have an injury. So maybe Tyree Wilson will be the de facto starter next week. But look at the whole picture. Everybody, we should have got Jalen Carter. We should have got Jalen Carter. You're damn right. And what really boggles my mind, whether this is a coaching decision or they didn't see it happening, is they didn't want to pick up Jalen Carter, maybe on the behest of Mark Davis because of the Fred Biletnikoff daughter situation or the alcoholism or the tragedy that occurred and all that controversy. But yet, they let a bipolar or schizophrenic player get a $15 million a year contract in Chandler Jones. And he didn't even play that good last year. I mean, sometimes in a draft, regardless of controversy and all that, you got to take the best talented player at that position. You just got to. You can't do it anymore. You can't throw out the notion that we're going to pick the best players, the character guys. We want character on our team. You can't throw that shit out there anymore. I mean, Chase Claypool ain't the best. The Miami Dolphins took a chance on him. They're probably going to resurrect his career. They're taking chances. And that's how you win. If we're in Vegas and we're gamblers, let's take some freaking chances. They should have picked Jalen Carter. It was the wrong move to pick up an injured defensive edge rusher. But again, at the moment, maybe not this year officially, but the following year, we got an edge rusher forever. The best edge rusher in the draft. Well, he's healthy. And he's not even doing a damn thing right now after 5 games. People want to throw out the Khalil Mack comparisons. Khalil Mack only had 4 sacks his first year. Well, the way things are going, Tyree Wilson will not even get that opportunity because they're not giving him reps. He's not on the field every time on 3 downs or the first 2 downs or on 3rd down. I don't know when he's on the field. I know he's on special teams every once in a while. He's not getting the reps to improve because they don't believe in him. They've given up on him. He doesn't have any moves. He doesn't really have any skill sets. Max Crosby's tutoring him, doing his best, but he ain't putting it together. And that's what the coaches see. That's why the coaches play Malcolm Kuntz, and they throw Tyree Wilson in there every once in a while, and they hope magic happens. A hope and a prayer for our first-round draft pick. Well, you could have done that and drafted Jalen Carter and took a chance on that hope and a prayer, and it would have been better. But you got to also remember, would it have been better knowing the Raiders' history, knowing our idiot coaches? They probably would have ruined Jalen Carter. Then on top of that, Jalen Carter would have been in a town full of sin and free drinks and alcohol, and who knows what would have happened. Again, it's the curse of the Raiders for some damn reason, and I'm freaking tired of it. Did we break that curse on Monday Night Football? I hope we did. You guys didn't see it, but I did a seance before that game, before I went live. That's why I was so emotional when I cried when we got the victory. I did a freaking seance to get rid of the bad mojo. I guess Mikey Red is a witch. Woo, golly. Ooh. Yummy, 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 yum. Yummy, 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 yum. Yummy, 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 yum. If you know Help Me Moju, F it. I do it myself. What movie's that from? Let me know in the chats below. Hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider becoming a member. If you like any of my content, any of my views, any of my opinions, and more importantly, let's get some super chat going. Buy me some tacos. Buy me a chicken leg. I still got got plenty of beers left. If you guys want to buy me a beer, I appreciate it. I don't know if I should drink today. I'm a little bit hungover, but it's all good. All right, let's finish off my game notes. I talked about the offense. I talked about the defense. Now let's talk about the coaching. Josh McDaniels got lucky. The players balled out. The players won that game. It wasn't because of Josh McDaniels' coaching. Josh McDaniels every week is doing some bone-headed decisions. Literally, this guy does not know how to coach. He doesn't know game management. He doesn't know game flow. He doesn't know anything. So the fire McDaniels train is still on board. I'm on board that MFR. I actually might have brought more people on board. I might have actually made the train bigger so we can get rid of him quicker. What am I talking about? Well, for people that pay attention and watch the games, his decision making, whether it be on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, in field goals, in red zone, in goal line, there's some head scratchers. Okay? After watching the game today, earlier, a little bit more coherent. My goodness. The narrative was he didn't believe in his offense many weeks past when he went for the field goal, put it on his defense, this and that. And then he said, of course, he believes in his offense. He wanted to get the ball back. That's why he kicked the field goal when we were down by 8 points with 2.5 minutes left. And whatever. That was a debacle. That was a mess. We all know what happened. He was lying. He was frustrated. He doesn't know what he's doing. You would think he would have thought about it and started game planning for those situations if they occur again. Well, they occurred again this week. That's right. In the red zone on 3rd and 1, going for it. Instead, they passed the ball instead of running the ball like they did with Jacobs last week. Again, I don't have it in front of me. I should have wrote it down. But these decisions are not getting better. There was a point somewhere in the game where it was 4th and 1. We were in the red zone. And the momentum, Josh Jacobs was running so good up to that point that brought us into the red zone. It was 4th and 1. And then earlier in the game on 4th and 1, maybe 2 times, or 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, they did a quarterback sneak and they got a first down. But for some reason, in the red zone on 4th and 1, I think we were up. I think we were leading in the game. I don't know. It might have been 10-10. I don't remember. But it was 4th and 1. And our offense drove us down the field. And he kicks a field goal. That's right. It was less than 4th and 1. Literally look at it. It looked like 4th and a half. When earlier in the game, he did the quarterback sneak with success. Yes, Josh Jacobs on many occasions got hit in the backfield. We had all the momentum in the world. It might have been a tie ball game, 10-10. Or we might have been up. I do not know, and I do not remember. But still, the momentum, the game flow. You go for it on 4th and 1. Take some chances. It was 4th and a half, in my opinion. Jacobs could have got us that ball. Garoppolo should have gotten us that on a quarterback sneak. Do you not want to get him concussed again? Is that what you're worried about? Call a trick play to Michael Mayer like you did a couple of weeks back on 4th and 1. Or to Austin Hooper or whoever it was. Again, 7 points are worth it more than 3 at that moment. That means you didn't believe in your offense getting half a yard or to a yard. He doesn't trust them. He doesn't trust his offensive line. He doesn't trust his quarterback clearly because he's not throwing deep balls to him. He doesn't trust Josh Jacobs because he keeps getting hit in the backfield. Let's be honest. Josh McDaniels does not trust his own offense. How is that showing pride in your team? There's many moments for Josh McDaniels to get the pride of his team back in plays like that. You go for it on 4th and 1 in the red zone. You take it down and you score by any means necessary. I don't care if we were tie game. I don't care if we were down by 3. Are you playing to tie the game? Or are you playing to win the game? Like Herm Edwards said, you play to win the game and to motivate the players into believing in you and your system, which clearly you do not believe in your own freaking system. These are those decisions that not a lot of people think about. Oh, we got 3 points. Oh, we kicked the field goal. We won the game. It's game flow. It's understanding your team. It's understanding momentum. It's having pride. It's taking chances, taking risk. Show your damn webbles. Now, there was another instance where we might have been down by 4 to Green Bay. It might have been 13-10 at that point. It was the fourth quarter, I believe. There's like 3 minutes left, 2.5 minutes left, or whatever. We had a couple of timeouts. Green Bay was driving down the field. And I don't know what happened, but there was an opportunity, like on a third down or a fourth down, for the Raiders to call a timeout and get the ball back with more time on the clock to go down and win the game. And they didn't do it. Green Bay went for it on fourth or whatever it was. And again, I don't remember the variables, forgive me. But I promise you, toward the end of the game, when we ended up winning it with that touchdown, well, we won it with the interception. But before that drive, there was an opportunity to take a timeout. Because when we got the ball on offense next, we ran out of time. There was like 15 seconds left or this or that or whatever was happening, and it created too much pressure. It was an opportunity to call a timeout. Get your team in a row, your ducks in a row, save some time on the clock, get a better play call in on defense, and it wasn't taken. It wasn't taken. Again, you guys are going to have to rewatch the game for that series. For some reason, I'm forgetting all the variables, but Coach McDaniels is regressing. He's regressing. You would think with all this controversy, us calling him out, showing him the right things to do, you would think he would get better. He's not. Not with player management, not with emotions, not with being a leader of the team, a manager of men, not with getting to know them off campus, nothing. And we can't even score more than 17 points in his offense, and he don't even trust his own offense. So that's why I'm saying, even though we got the victory in today's game, this was not a just win. I mean, it was, but it should have been by more. This was a team we should have beat, like the Steelers. This is a team we should have scored more than 20 against. So this is a redemption game for a lot of fans like me, getting the victory, bringing our spirits up, our pride up, and everything. And again, but what I'm saying is this win should have been better choices by McDaniels, should have been more points scored by the entire offense, and the defense played so dang good that the momentum could have been 150% for next week going versus the New England Patriots. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I haven't watched the post-game speech, press conference, or the Monday press conference. I haven't watched the locker room speech by Josh McDaniels. He doesn't inspire me. So why am I going to watch a McDaniels locker room speech? He doesn't inspire me. How many players does he actually inspire? Not many. The players had to inspire themselves in this game when the coach could have added to that and they could have had a little bit more respect for him if he made some gutsy decisions, made some better decisions, went for it on 4th and 1, cheered with his team, didn't yell at Jimmy Garoppolo every time he made a mistake. Wow. We have all we need to know about Josh McDaniels and his coaching ability. It's all there. We all see it. We all know it. But these next 4 or 5 games are kind of winnable. Maybe not the Lions, but they're kind of winnable. But we ain't going to win them scoring 17 points. We're still averaging less than 16 points a game this entire season. And we're still giving up, I think, 23 points a game. It might be 22 now since our defense has played better the last 2 weeks. But still, how you going to win when you average 16 points a game and you give up 22 or 23? It's not a strategy. It's not a recipe for a good muffin. But I have faith that if Josh McDaniels can improve a little bit with the momentum we got this week from our players on themselves, if Josh McDaniels can improve a little bit, if Patrick Graham can continue to improve a little bit, if Coach Brashillo, the offensive line coach, can improve a little bit, if Tyree Wilson can improve a little bit, now we got ourselves a team and a 3-game win streak. It's still in the cards. I predicted it. I read the NFL script. That's what it said. It said the Raiders go on a 3-game lose streak. Then we win the 3 of the next 3. And we go on a 3-game win streak. Then we have an above 500 record. And then, well, I don't want to tell you what the script reveals, but it reveals some chaos. But hey, we know what's going to happen. We're Raider fans. So let's celebrate the victories we got now, but let's look at it honestly from the future. And this team, we had a redemption game by the players. Now we need a redemption game by the coaching staff. We are not a good team. More so, we are not a goodly coached team. And that's what makes me sad. Because with a redemption game like we had yesterday on Monday Night Football, the whole world watching, that game was bad. Even though we won, that game was bad. Nobody wanted to win it. Nobody really took charge, but a couple of players said, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it myself. That's the Michael Jordan factor. That's the LeBron James factor in his younger days. The Lakers can't win a game nowadays. That's the Magic Johnson factor. But in the NFL, it's a team effort weekly. And we just can't have 2 or 3 players ball out and win every game. We need 10 to 12. 11, let's be honest. 11 are on the field on each side of the ball. We need 11 every game. And we need the 12th man, not only the fans, we need the damn coaches. All right, let me say what's up to everybody. Ponde Kalima's been online talking what's up, telling me hello, hooking a brother up with being a member. Please join that membership, people. Appreciate the support. Devontae Thompson's talking to Mikey Raider, saying, facts, Mikey Raider. Appreciate you. Love you, brother. Max Crosby played a great game, says Shadow P. You're dang right. Probably played the game of his life. It might not show in the sacks, but everywhere on the field, that dude That dude. That dude is that dude. Panda Kalima, maybe AOC with a better line play, then maybe we can push it down the field. Um, Again, Aiden O'Connell can clearly do that, but we have an oppressive system under Josh McDaniels. We have an oppressive system. So while I would like that, it ain't going to change unless AOC is officially the starter because they are taking away the deep ball to make plays or game calls for Garoppolo. That's why when AOC came in, he threw 3 or 4 deep passes in that game. I think in this game, Garoppolo threw it one time over 25 yards. I think one time. Aiden O'Connell did it at least 4 or 5 times in that game. That's good, bro. Don't watch that stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. Devontae, what'd you say? I like AOC. He's not afraid of taking a risk. Just got to learn when to throw the ball away in certain situations. Again, you're on the AOC train, and I can completely agree. But you got to remember, again, with Josh McDaniels, let's think about this realistically. When Garoppolo got injured, they announced Hoyer as the starter basically in the locker room. Then a day before, they let AOC be the starter. He didn't get that many reps. And then Hoyer went back to the backup role. Every game this season up to that point, Aiden O'Connell never dressed. It was only Hoyer and Garoppolo, Hoyer and Garoppolo. Now, this week after Garoppolo comes back, you would think AOC deserved to be the backup quarterback for his upside. Nope. They didn't dress AOC that I know of, and Hoyer was the backup this past week. So, the coaches are going back to their system and the way they manage the game. I would like AOC to be the backup to Garoppolo because in case Garoppolo goes down in that game, I'd like Hoyer just to go in there and step in. Some quarterbacks are amazing when they come off the bench. There's a lot like Ryan Fitzpatrick. When he's technically a starter, he's probably not the best player. But when Ryan Fitzpatrick comes off the bench, 3 touchdowns in the second half, stuff like there's some players that come off the bench. Maybe Aiden O'Connell could be one of those, but nope. They want to stick with Hoyer. They think Hoyer fits Garoppolo's system better. I mean, McDaniel's system better, just like Garoppolo. I don't know. He should have been the backup. AOC should be the backup moving forward. He should be dressed in every freaking game. That's my opinion. But then again, Brian Hoyer will be mad. He's getting like $7 million. Aiden O'Connell's getting less money. So you'd be paying a player to not dress. Then Brian Hoyer would be mad, request a trade. Because he would have felt he deserved a shot. I'm sure he already feels that way when Aiden O'Connell started. Defense balled out, carried the team. I mean, look, the defense is playing better, but they didn't ball out. The Packers made more mistakes. And the Packers offense, they ran it down our throat. So the defense, you could say the defensive line didn't ball out. But again, I don't want to give too much credit to the defense. I don't want to do that. They don't deserve it. Some players do, but the entire defense, they're getting better, and that's the best we could hope for. So, whatever. We got a victory. They balled out. I'll say it, Clayton. What's up, Zamarai? Why would you want... Sorry. Who would you want if Josh McDaniels... Oh, let me see if I can make my screen bigger. I think I can, so I can read better. Yay. Who would you want if Josh McDaniels leaves next year? Well, if we fired him in season, Rob Ryan should be the coach, or they should bring back Gruden in the middle of the season. Let's be honest. Why not? Do an FU to the NFL. But if it's next year, who would I want? I would like, well, you know what? Carr's gone, so I wouldn't bring back Rich Bisaccia. Um, maybe that defensive coordinator, Steve Wilkes. He was the coach for the Cardinals for a little bit, but he looked pretty good on defense. Um, I think we need a defensive coach more so than an offensive guru. But again, if we get a new coach, we're going to have to change the defensive coach, but probably be the head coach. And then we need an offensive genius, man, out of college or somebody in the Raiders system that might have been there for 5 years or something. I don't know. But Steve Wilkes comes to mind. Maybe the guy that's learning in Miami under Mike McCarthy, whoever is the non de facto offensive coordinator. Maybe that player, because they learned a lot. Or I wouldn't mind Eric Bieniemy. I'm not saying he's doing the greatest in Washington right now, but I mean, they look a little bit more potent on offense than we do with a running around quarterback and Sam Howell. That's an interesting question, man. I have to give it some more thought, Samurai. Yeah, he's a rookie. He needs reps in real game situations, but this team is rudderless with McDouche, no real leader. Couldn't have said it better myself. Um, how come nobody's talking about Max Crosby hucking pack? Oh, well, if you want to talk about it, we're going to talk about it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with how come nobody is talking about Max Crosby hugging Packers special teams coach, former Raiders interim head coach Rich Bisaccia. They are talking about it. I saw it. I saw a report on it. But what does that mean, Frost? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It just means that Rich Bisaccia is a leader among men. And everybody loved him, loved his persona, loved his family, loved how that guy maintained a team through adversity. All that means, Frost, is that Max Crosby misses Rich Bisaccia compared to who we have now. We all knew that. But clearly, our owner couldn't understand it. He deserved a 1 year prove it audition full season. Oh, you're talking about Rich Bisaccia. Yes, he did, Frost. I 1000% agree with you there. I guarantee you, we went on that win streak with that team. Guarantee your Carr would have had a better year. Players would have played balled out because of all the snake moves that McDaniels did and all the yelling and the BS. Again, we had a veteran team. We didn't need it. We didn't need it. But we got it. But would the Raiders have gotten Devontae Adams in a trade? Maybe not. So if that's the only good thing that Josh McDaniels gave us, I don't know. But I would have rather seen that team than the one we got now on a 1 year deal. The offense is atrocious. In your opinion, bro, who do you think is to blame for the struggles? Josh McDaniels or O-line coach or quarterback? It all starts with coaching. The decision to bring in that offensive lineman coach, again, you can blame the O-line coach, but then again, who brought him in? Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels. Then, if you want to blame the quarterback, who brought him in? Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels. All of the decisions come from the top. It's got to be Josh McDaniels. We can't blame Dave Ziegler, really, because Josh McDaniels is the one coaching the team. It's Josh McDaniels, 100%. Final answer. Thanks, Drew. Appreciate you. All right, everybody. We've been online about an hour and a half. I ordered some groceries. They're going to be here around 4 o'clock. So I am going to get ready for that. So I'm going to head on out. This has been my post-game aftermath review from my perspective. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if I can give you a little preview before the preview of the New England Patriots game this coming Sunday on a short week, well, the Patriots didn't look so good against the New Orleans Saints. The Saints, in their good defense, if not borderline great defense, shut them out 34-0. And with our defense coming off a decent game versus the Packers, their offense looks crap. Josh McDaniels knows Mac Jones. Josh McDaniels knows the Patriot scheme, knows Bill Belichick. Patrick Graham knows some of that as well. Dave Ziegler knows the player skill sets and stuff as well. So, with the way the Patriots looking and the Raiders look like they're winning or on the come up, which we're really not, but we're looking a little bit better because we got a victory. Everybody, all the experts are going to predict a Raider victory. Not so fast. Bill Belichick knows Josh McDaniels' system in and out. Bill Belichick has got a good defense. This is a more average game than people think. This is going to be a tale of two coaches. Who's the official better coach without Tom Brady? We all know what Josh McDaniels has been doing coaching-wise recently in his decisions. It ain't looking so good. Bill Belichick, he makes better game flow decisions, but his team is not playing up to par. They've lost a bunch of games very badly. I don't know their record. I should probably look it up. Could this be a sabotage game for McDaniels where he wants to give one to his mentor? Or are they going to try to outcoach each other, honestly? And that's what I hope they would do with their pride. I would hope they would try to outcoach each other. Dueling ships. Prove who's the better coach without Tom Brady. I honestly still think it's Bill Belichick, even though he hasn't won technically without Tom Brady a lot. It's just what Josh McDaniels shows me on our team. I still give the edge to Bill Belichick. Or Belichick. Sorry, I posted a video of former players talking about Josh McDaniels cheating when he was with the Patriots and the Broncos. Maybe he brought along that cheating to the Raiders. I don't know. Maybe that's why Chandler Jones says, I'm going to expose McDaniels or whatever. I don't know. But this should be a coaching duel. But we are both the same team. We are both the same team. Meaning we're average. And we should win this game. All the experts are going to pick us to win the game. I've already picked us to win the game. I said I saw the NFL script. We're winning 3 in a row. But still, let's be honest. If they want to change the NFL script up, they might easily give it to Bill Belichick and the Patriots. It's going to be a good game. And man, I want to see improvement by the coaches. I think this is going to be a coaching duel. Who can make the better decisions in the lineup? Each one of them knows each other's strengths. And we need to blitz a lot. We need to get to Mac Jones. If we can do that, we're going to win. And I'm going to throw it out there right now. Again, for the third week in a row, Tyree Wilson gets his first sack. Tyree Wilson gets his first sack. It said that in the other script, but they changed it on me. Tyree Wilson gets his first sack. Let's go. This should be a coaching duel. Yo, get them likes up. Script has spoken. All right, everybody. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Take care of you and your family. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. Hope you enjoyed today's post-game aftermath review from my perspective. And I want to thank everybody for going live with me yesterday, supporting me, super chatting me, helping me. I appreciate y'all, especially at a time where I'm struggling mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And please go back and watch me cry. There's no crying in football. There is when the Raiders get a much needed victory past all the turmoil we've been through. Victory Monday it was indeed. I'm Mikey Raider. I'll see you on Friday or Thursday with a game preview officially.